the round 2 matches. So for the Co-operative Funeralcare International Open, let's bring on the first of your afternoon players. Well, he's world ranked at number 10, former world indoor singles champion. It's the Silver Fox, Andy Thomson, MBE. And up against him, ladies and gentlemen, 6 times a world indoor, and he's the reigning world singles champion, number 4 in the world. It's Scotland's own Tatty Marshall, MBE. Can you feel the force? Can you feel the force? There's a move, step, round, steady. Can you feel the force? I hand you over to David Corkill in commentary.
Alex Marshall, most decorated player of his generation by some distance. Up against Andy Thomson, the most capped England international player of all time indoors. Fascinating battle. With me in the commentary box is Robert Paxton. You're watching this game with great interest. Your day off, Robert?
Yeah, day off. Thought I'd have a sit in the box and watch this game. Obviously a repeat of the World Final in January at Potters. So it should be a fantastic game. Obviously Alex changed make and model of bowls this time. So it'll be interesting to see how he copes.
Somehow or other, I don't think it'll be a big problem. Certainly didn't appear to be a big problem in his first match.
No, he drew pretty well first match, but didn't have many shots to play, so I think that'll be the key here. How much pressure Andy can put him under.
That's that narrow forehand.
One red.
Very fine line to get the perfect direction on it. Well, it's also another thing with Alex, not only the bowl's changing, but he always used the Henselite moccasin shoe. Now he's had to change those as well to a more trainer type.
One red.
Not only sponsored by the company Aero, but also working for them. I honestly don't think it would be an issue about the bowls, because I think the top players can play with almost any bowl given the opportunity of spending time with them. There we go. Correction made.
One green.
It's just a matter of getting used to them. Might take a little while, but I'm sure Alex has been putting the time in for this event.
Great reply from Andy there.
One red. Inch and a half.
Andy Thomson, of course, works for Taylor Bowls, so he always uses theirs.
One red.
Alex might have looked down the backhand at that, but deciding against it. Maybe the jack was going to be moved a little bit, connection.
Just think early doors as well. Just getting into the game, just trying to find a decent pace.
Very much so.
A little chance around here. A little touch on his shot bolt.
Goodness me, it's a very good ball. You get a second there. That's a beauty.
2 shots to Andy Thomson.
Jack length 30 metres.
Long jack length, 30 metres. I would imagine Alex will eventually end up at his 23-24 somewhere down the line, depending on how the game is going.
One red. Yes, it's 1 in short.
Just look at the profile of the aero balls. They've got a narrower running surface.
It's going early. Played it perfect.
Not only perfect, but right through the gap and landed in beside it in the ditch. And they'll be marking that one on the card. That's a beauty. Bang on target.
One green. Two green.
Hasn't taken long to get used to these balls, has it?
No, not at all. So, as we said, he's probably put plenty of hours in on the green since January.
Yes, it's about being absolutely comfortable with them when you're playing under pressure. Major events, that's the key to it all.
One green.
And
Almost a yard.
Just wondering if Alex might be half tempted here.
well, it's early days, and he might just decide to draw this, and make the double.
He's on the inside road, must be looking for his own bowl solid.
just got it the wrong way. Might have made a double. I'm only going on the basis of Andy, a little clap on the leg there.
Three shots to Alec Marshall.
Oh, he made the extra. Got the 3. His own ball stayed in. Really good ball. Well, that wasn't easy.
No, he'll be playing full of confidence at the moment. Obviously, he's coming away his 6th world title at Potter's Resort last month. So he plays some
Jack
great
Lake,
bowls
13
through
and a half
the
metres.
2 weeks of competition there. Better and better every round.
Well, the word is Alex is going off to Australia.
Yeah, I think he's off early next week, I think it is. He's missing the British Isles series.
So he'll be tied up with the Premier League and things down there, and there's always multiple events to go into. It's a great place for that situation, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great country to play in. I mean, I've been fortunate to play out there myself. It's just a completely different game out there.
One green. Two green.
That's good reply by Andy, getting for a good second.
One green.
Difficulty is always the same in a match like this. Your anticipation levels go up very, very high. And we just wait to see whether the match actually meets those levels.
Yeah, so there's 4 great games this afternoon and early evening. So you've got this one now. And we've got a couple of club mates playing each other. Nicky Brett and Greg Harlow in the game that follows.
Yes, and after that, Paul Foster, Jonathan Ross, and Wayne Hogg and Mark Dawes.
And what a game that is.
The local man, Mark Dawes, and of course that's really a playoff for the top 16.
Yeah, huge game. Huge game for both players.
Opportunity to avoid having to play in the qualifiers.
One shot, Alec Marshall.
have much time for the players playing early tomorrow to practice. So I suppose it'll be a late evening session for you, Robert.
I was fortunate. I was up early this morning. Had a decent session by myself, which is always good. Get on the green on yourself.
Jack
You can
length
put some
28.5 metres.
decent time in. Went well. So depending what time they finish tonight, I might have another half hour or so tonight.
A lot of people don't realise that the hours that have to go in.
Obviously changing colours as well. It's a different set of bowls.
Well, just watching these balls going down, and Alex has already played a couple of running balls. They certainly don't appear to be any different in their running profile. What you normally would play with. There's maybe a strong bias on them. That ball's coming back from a very high arc, in particular in that hand, which oh, it's a good swing, but it's not certainly not massive. That's the correction. Ball first and then drop. Oh, he's dropped the wrong way.
1 green.
And that's first in now. If Alex can get on the top of his shot bolt, I'll close this head down very well. That's a good ball, Andy, but
One
Oh,
Alex has
green.
got a little chance here if he wants to extend that jack through a little bit. Take all the danger away. Oh, that's good. Really good.
2 green.
I think these are the best set that I've seen of the aero balls on the carpet so far. They're really coming off a nice high line.
I think Andy's got this one away quite well.
No, didn't get out of the chute, as they say, properly.
2 shots to Alec Marshall.
It's a good start for Alex Marshall, 6-2. Not a lot of chat going on. Just getting on with the game and keeping their concentration.
There's Alec looking to keep his run going here.
Jack length 30 and a
In the
half
final,
metres.
the first 2 years of this event. Coming out on top the first year. And then not quite against Paul last year. So we're looking to do the final again if you can. Cool, I think this is a repeat of last year's semi-final. Andy and Alex.
One green. No, 2 feet. One red. Sixteen inches. One green. It's 1 foot short of jack high and the gap is 9 inches.
Well, a 9-inch gap. It's not much to come through, so.
Could be tempted.
Yep.
Pick down the 4.
Oh, he's pulled it. Really wanted to get in with that one. The angle's good to take the ball and run off it through the head.
Yeah, just think it was his own bowls, just pushing him on the inside line. Another chance for Alex to put Andy on a bit of pressure then.
Well, they'll probably go again. Only thing is, there's only the one.
Slightly. Oh,
in
Andy,
it.
the balls just fell. It's definitely 2.
Well, I was going to say there's only the one in it, but it's 2 now with the ball dropping, so.
No hesitation.
Yep, that'll force him
Forehand
into
drop.
it. Certainly into his own balls this time.
Denzel.
Oh, what a result. Oh, maybe he just didn't get the drop down. I was thinking he might off the back one. Still going to be 2 to green. I thought he got a marvellous result out of that.
Yeah. Yeah, slightly off drive. Almost got
2
the
shots to
100%
Alec
result.
Marshall.
Now it's coming away with another double. And opening a good lead in this first set.
Well, he's certainly looking very strong. There's no doubt about that. As you say, likes it here. Brilliant exhibition the first year. Don't want to remind you too much about that.
I certainly witnessed that firsthand.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
Great reply from Andy there. We need to start doing a bit more of that. trying to put Alex under a little bit of pressure.
Almost a foot. One red. Still just the one, yeah. One red.
Well, Andy really needs to score this, and or be running out of time to try and get back into the set.
Ideally a double. He's got a chance here. Alex just chopping short the 3 bowls. And he's on a great road. Just doesn't want the jack now. I think Alex could be tempted to go big here.
Well, damage limitation if he does.
Only contact on the head, he's going to be certainly removing at least one of the counters. So, big drive. Oh.
Sticking with a draw. Must feel confident to be able to get around the short stuff. Goodness me, this has got a bit of work to do, this one. Look at the way it's coming back. More weight on that, he would have been fine, but that was massive.
So he's got to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to be dropping his own bowl on the jack.
Oh, no mistake by Andy. That wasn't a particularly easy spare shot opportunity, but took it very well.
And he got a slight touch on the jack, so umpire's coming up. That's Alan Thornhill today.
Yes, Sandra McLeish, marking, and Thornhill will be umpiring, and Mike Davies will be looking after the shot clock. It takes 3 officials, of course, to deal with each of these matches. 3 shots here would be a major bonus for Andy.
Three shots to Andy Thomson.
That's a big 3 for Andy there. And right back into the set.
I'm surprised, probably like you, that Alex decided not to pump into that head, try and disturb things, but didn't have the back position really. When you're playing well, you back yourself to draw your way out of trouble.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
Well, another big end of bowls for Andy Thomson, because after picking up that 3, you want to try and follow it up with at least a single. Give himself a chance in the run in the last 2 ends of the set.
9 inches short for Jack High. One red.
Another chance for Andy now. That's a little bit of this nugget. Great shot.
Well, that changes things quite dramatically.
3 red.
Must come in with a little bit of weight here, trying to disturb stuff. Move the reds around, get the jack through. Oh, both at the same time.
Chopped them.
1 green.
Down to 1 bowl singles now.
Yes, but Alex will have the last ball, which means that anywhere Andy puts this, Alex will have an opportunity to drive it out. Well, going down the narrow side. Short jack length, that's probably why. Be doing well to hold this up to the jack. And just drifting. Well, that's beatable on the draw, but Alex has got a big swinging ball. He'd probably have to play the other side.
Yeah, he might look to come under the centre line on this. Never the easiest shot.
No, but with a strong bias, really no choice. So, half a metre or so from the centre line and let the ball drift across, but you have to have the weight. And he's pretty close. Oh yes, pick that out. To say he's playing with some confidence with these balls.
1 shot to Alec Marshall.
Oh, it's obvious, Robert, that you put the time in, but it is different than playing on the portable rink. It's a standard club rink here at Newton Hall in Blackpool, but it's still have to come and find it.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
If you're watching this match, you wouldn't think there was any change of manufacturer.
No, he's certainly playing well at the moment.
On green.
Well, that's about as good as you're going to get. first two bowls, but you would expect that of the quality it's out there at the moment.
Two green.
Just like the World Championships all over again. Alex playing well. Andy still playing pretty well, but just been left behind a little bit.
Yeah. Being forced to the runners. Got a bit of holding to do.
He's going to get a nibble of something. Yeah, back one. It's actually put it into a very good place.
And he's going to do well to get a couple out of this.
Set live for Alex. It's hardly worth bothering going near it, is it?
I think he's just going to have a quick look, see if the bowl will go out clean without the jack.
We can't tell from this angle, but if it does, something just behind the jack would be good.
Alan Thornhill coming on with the telescope. Excite. Just to check Andy's last bowl.
I don't see this little piece of apparatus used very often. It's a rifle scope that's put onto a tripod. Introduced when, Robert? Long before you were playing.
Oh, definitely.
Used to use strings, and at one stage some people would put a marker down with a piece of string with chalk under it and just flick it on, and that would mark it out. But
One green.
years ago in the portable rink, you used to use a very, very thin string. Then again, the bowls would cross over, but occasionally, just the odd time, might just catch it. It was introduced in 1988. If they brought the telescopic sight into operation. Now, Andy, can you get the bowl clean, or will the jack go? Well, actually, that's not bad.
If he's got the shot.
If that had gone all the way out, the respot position in the left side of the picture would have been 3 green and not too far away. So
He's come out with a shot there, so that's a great result.
yep, I think it's a very good result for him.
That was a good strike anyway. There's a top bowl here from Alex, can put the set to bed.
It's going to be hard enough to beat on the draw. Andy might be tempted to run the ball.
Yeah, I think he'll be just over down the backhand. Looking to push and stop for 2.
Yep, I think that's the idea. Looks under, but yep, always looked just that little bit under, and the jack was always going to go to green.
One green and first set to Alec Marshall.
Well, Alex was the more consistent player throughout that set, forcing Andy into playing weight shots and a deserved 10-5 scoreline, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Alex was certainly the better player through the set. Deservedly goes 1-0 up. Andy will looking to come back strong now. Start off early and good.
Jack length 27 metres.
As I said, there's not a lot of conversation going on out there. They're very much
One green.
working very hard in their concentration and keeping the conversation to a minimum.
One red.
What am I through, please, Sandra?
20 inches.
Short ball, Sandra, what's the position?
Almost a foot short of Jack high, and the gap is 11 inches.
A foot shot.
Yes.
Well, steady start made by Andy Thomson. He was 8-2 down after 5 ends in the first set. He doesn't want to do that again. Played one here.
Two red.
Yeah, Alex will certainly be turning over now. Just arriving down the 4.
Green one beating Andy is short red one, Sandra, please.
Yes.
Interesting to see what Alex does here, because
I think with the question he's just asked, I think he'll be going pretty big.
yeah,
Look for the 2 bowls.
he's certainly got them. Now what's he going to get in the follow through? Oh, that locked in. Didn't expect that. I thought with a gap between the 2 balls, quite often you get an
Alright.
angle to split away from them. They don't normally lock in like that.
He's almost got it too good, too solid. Edge on either side is absolutely perfect. Puts Andy on a little bit of pressure. Needs to get another one in.
Now he's down on a good line. It's all on the connection. That's all. Well, it's not bad. Left a gap. Needed another one, as you're saying, Rob. It was absolutely essential.
Slightly favour 2.
There's 2. Just wondering if Alex might go quick. Edge to the red.
Don't know if that angle is just enough to get to it. Might. The second
Time out
red
called.
ball might be just a little bit too far down
There's
the
4
rink.
timeouts remaining.
I think the way he's playing and the draw on these balls that he's using, he could draw that shot.
While he's playing, he'll probably get both bowls as well, but it's whichever he feels happier playing.
Well, going for the draw. Just needs to be pushed out a bit more, I think. Well, Absolutely certain now of second.
1 shot to Andy Thomson.
It's probably a wise move. It's early days, but when you're playing as well as he is at the moment, you don't really want to mess about too much. Those hard running balls.
But Andy will be happy on the board first again. Just wants to try and put some ends together, which he didn't get hold of in the first set. Just trying to string 3 or 4 ends on the trot.
Jack length 25.5 metres.
Drop, as I said, drop
One
off the
green.
red ball would be good. Andy will fight and scratch his way back into this match. He's very experienced, he knows exactly what to do. Alex be trying to keep him under pressure.
Yeah, he's just giving Alex a little bit too much room at the moment.
One green.
Good chance here for Andy. Just a small adjustment needed. Dropping off Alex's. Could even get a little bit back on the jack.
Again, a drop off the short one would be good, but made the gap, as you say. Any lengthening of the jack certainly looked good. If Alex wanted, he could play something similar just to try and get his own ball with that sort of weight. Drops inside, he could lift it himself and stay with it. It's the last ball of the end. Oh, that's asking a lot.
He gets to his other and drops it. Wow, looks like a double.
Certainly looking very good to come round the back of it like
2
that.
shots to Alec Marshall.
That's a really good ball. When he let it go, he probably thought he was just a little bit on the wide side.
Jack length 30.5 metres.
Mind touching, Sandra?
Yes.
Not seeing any weaknesses in these balls at all.
Not as yet, but say it's all down to the player as well. Say the confidence Alex is playing with at the moment. On top of his ability, he's going to be an extremely hard man to play.
He's more or less doing exactly what he wants with the main
That was my ball through, Sad.
2.
game. Now we do know that he loves this rink,
20 inches.
but he's played all the shots so far. Looks on the high. So with a new set of balls, you know what it's like, Rob. You know, you're constantly looking, when you're looking in, certainly in the commentating room, you're looking for little runs or standing off a little bit with maybe 3, 4, 5 yards of weight, or swinging in too much on the running ball. You know, you're looking for all those things, and there's just absolutely nothing to me which says that these aren't so much like his previous ones. Look at this again. You know, it's killing that jack. He's all over it.
3 green.
He's putting Andy under an immense pressure. And he's got to go again.
Oh, Sandra.
It's very close between these two, Andy.
He's back in the draw.
I have to say, I thought he would have had another go at that.
Needs to run.
Just lacking a shade, and that's not going to help the running ball if he needs it. He'll have to be played on the backhand the next time.
Well, it's not a very wide road. So can he get the spot? Spot on the deepest.
Yes, forced into playing the backhand runner. Close with this.
Ball on contacts now.
Well, I think he'll be happy with that. His own ball's run through. Should be the shot.
1 shot to Andy Thomson.
There's a huge ball there for Andy. Missing that. Alex is picking a gap up. He's got the one. He's set back to level at 2-2.
That was massive. Good running ball. He played with less weight that time. Allowed the ball a little bit of drift. Sometimes you can try and drive too hard.
Yeah, it's all about connections.
I think this rink allows for the more controlled drive. In the portable rink, you normally have to go quick.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
first bowl's not bad, but he's just not quite on the money. He's just giving Alex that little bit too much room at the moment. Just so you give him a foot, and straight away.
Just getting here a little bit on the quick side, but useful receiving position. Remarkable to come around that ball on that hand, and he'll go for the two of them, I'm pretty certain. Yep. Inside, controlled weight.
It does hold off a touchdown that hand.
Yep. Thought he might have played that a bit stronger actually to make sure he was hitting the target. I can understand why he played it with that weight. He wanted to bring his own bowls into play.
So just be looking to draw another. Just in front, absolutely perfect. This is bowl, let's go now. He's very, very good. That's great shooting.
Well, it's a bit of a rerun of the World Championships in many ways. Alex is in top form.
3 green.
And Andy being forced into playing a lot of weight shots.
Firmer, must be close.
Well, that will do the job, but see where the jack has gone to.
I think he might have been unlucky.
Respot, one down.
One red and a measure.
It's come out with a shot, but plenty of room there for Alex.
That's surprising. It's just the angle of where our cameras were. So Alex really should draw this without too much trouble. Four very good balls from that end.
1 shot to Alec Marshall.
The only thing other players can hope for is that Alex peaked a little bit too early. But if he carries on this form throughout the rest of this game and the tournament, he's going to be the man to beat.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
Pass it off the tee side.
Just over a yard.
little bit of space here for Andy.
One red.
My last one, Sandra, how far through, please?
We're about 15 inches past Jack High.
And what's Andy's shot of Jack High?
About 15 inches.
Big chance for Andy here. Looking certainly had a second. A little bit of pressure on Alex.
At the moment, that's probably as loose as end.
Yeah. When a guy that's playing well, he has a loose end, you've got to capitalise on it. And he's looking good. Drops, yeah.
2 red.
Well, just going to rest on the ball. Need another foot or so of weight. This is something Andy can't afford to turn down.
This is a great chance here for Andy now. Add another. Get the lead back in the second set.
No, he's missed a chance. Well,
2 shots to Andy Thomson.
I don't know whether Andy will be so disappointed with that Alex Marshall will be so pleased with it. He'll think he got away with it.
Yes, Andy won't be happy with missing the chance, especially after he played good second and third bowl. But he's got himself back in front. Just needs to dig deep, get over the line any way he can in this set.
Jack length 31 metres.
Ten inches.
So one bad end from Alec and he's back on.
Yeah. Normal service resumed. Good swing in his forehand in this direction. Just need to push through it a little bit to carry it all the way.
Yeah, every time Andy's got an end, he hasn't been able to back it up. It's been the big problem for him so far in this match. You've got to be putting a run of ends together.
Again, just needs to hurry.
1 green.
Good effort.
My last one, Sandra, how far short, please?
Almost 2 feet short of Jack High.
It's building up an opportunity for Andy on the backhand to punch the green ball out. Alex will be aware of that. Needs another one in.
Needs to run a touch now, and he's very good. Gets up to his own.
So if Andy will run down this at the backhand, try and flick the ball out. Can't see him getting to it in any other way.
Same with the forehand draw.
Ooh, it's not easy.
It doesn't look like he's pushed it out.
I'm surprised at that because that green ball's just that much closer. I could understand he didn't want to get the green ball onto the red, but sometimes you just have to take a chance. And he's good with the running ball.
I'm getting flustered in this donation.
Now he's left Alex with a good chance of getting another. Just needs to stop in time. Didn't make it. On the green.
One shot to Alec Marshall.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Well, it's a run for home now. The last 3 ends. Who's your money on?
It's going to be a scrappy finish, I think, to this. I think Andy's just sort of dig in, but you've got to go with Alex the way he's playing. He'll be disappointed that last end, to be honest, after Andy had a poor end, only to pick a single up. But say with these two guys, anything's possible. Andy's been there, got the t-shirt, years of experience. He's a fighter and he knows how to win games.
Jack length 31 metres.
One red.
It's a good correction. Jack's still available for Andy to trail back for a double.
Yeah, not much adjustment needed, if any, to be honest, off his last. Landing the bowl, just turning the jack round the corner.
Two green.
That was my first one, please, Sandra.
Sorry, what was that, Andy?
My first ball, how far is it through?
Your first ball, just over a foot.
Pressure builds with every bowl, doesn't it? Rob, you know, if Andy doesn't get in with this, he's in a heap of trouble for the match.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to be looking at least second. He gets a second, then wins both remaining 2 ends after this.
Wow, choices. Does Alex close it down on the backhand with the risk of leaving an even bigger shoulder? Or does he play the forehand and rest the red one off for 4? No danger on the forehand.
Shot to nothing. If he misses it, he's done a finish well anyway. He's on a very wide line, so he must be looking for cover. Happy with the 2.
He's gone to the respot, so Andy gets to the jack. Could easily move 3-4 feet. I think it would just be an arriving draw at this. Slightly over the draw weight.
He's going firmer. Doesn't like it.
Well, it's a tricky little shot, that.
2 shots to Alec Marshall.
6-4, 2 ends to go. Andy needs 3 more shots, so he has to score this end. Give himself any sort of a chance.
Yeah, we're looking to get that double this end, really. Let's make the last end as a 1-end shootout. That's if this man gives him a chance to.
Has sort of reflected the world singles, hasn't it? You know, it's
Yeah.
Andy
Definitely.
just not quite
Jack length,
there,
27
and
metres.
Alex very consistent, playing all the shots he needs to play just to stay in front.
And he's just pushing this one up a bit.
One green. You're 15 inches short of Jack high.
He's already got to start attacking this, I think. Just arriving through his own, just under. And he's trying the hard shot.
It's a very hard shot.
He's just getting onto his own with good pace. He's just.
It's dropped away.
It's actually made it better, I think.
One green.
Well, let's open the door and get a look at it.
Andy's last ball, is that short of Jack high?
Yes, it's about 4 inches short of Jack high.
A good bowl from Alex now, just closes this down. Oh, and he's very close. Just needs to drop a touch.
Here he comes now. Hasn't quite closed the door, but not bad. And he's going to be forced into running this.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go too quick. He's just got to time it so the bowl's done a finish live.
Time it cold.
If he does miss.
And
Well-
there's 4 timeouts remaining.
Even if he goes through the gap with big weight, he can take the 2 bowls out. Leave 1 red. You know, he has to score at least a single this end. You know, that 2 would be a bonus, but
I think timing it, giving him a back bowl as well if he does miss, it just gives him another option with his last.
yeah, I don't think he can afford to miss. He's in the area for something.
Just needs to hold a touch.
Own bowl onto Jack. Yep, that's opened it out. Well, that's actually not bad.
Might have even run on for 2.
Yeah, that is not bad. No matter where Alex puts this bowl, I think Andy will be after it.
Could be 2, Alec. 1 and a measure then. 1 red and a measure.
I wonder should he be playing this on the backhand and trying to hide the shot
Just get to the tee.
on the tee.
Yeah,
Time
get to the
out.
tee.
You know, not go too
Alec
close.
has 3 timeouts
because
remaining.
if he gets close to the jack, he's going to be in a heap of trouble. Because Andy will run it off. Anything, and take the chance that he might lose the single rather than lose a double or a 3.
If he gets to the tee, even a yard short of the tee, to be honest. Give Andy that yard forfeit to draw
Yep.
the win.
To draw the shot, exactly. Tempt him into the draw rather than leave it. I think he obviously, it looks like he agrees with us. He's just trying to hide it in behind those short balls near the tee spot. Well, that's very good,
1
isn't
green.
it? That's very good. And he's looking to see, you know, he has to hit that ball 3 meters to get it off, and that's going straight. If it goes at an angle, 3.5, possibly 4
Timeout
meters,
called.
I don't think he can generate
Andy
that
has
weight
3
around the
timeouts
front
remaining.
balls.
I think he's just got to draw the shot.
I think he knows
Keep
it.
himself in the match. Going to the last end, just chasing a double.
That's where the tactics all come into it. That was a very, very clever ball. Now, you would expect Alex to see it, of course, but the execution of it is considerably harder than seeing it. I think he's just decided to draw this and take a chance on the last end.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get back to the bowl with pace anyway. I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of work to do from out there.
He hasn't drawn it. He's missed it. There's no way that's going to get back from there. That angle. That's a bad miss.
Well,
1 shot to Alec Marshall.
mathematically it's not. So that 1 shot pretty much takes Alex into the next round. Lead a 3, and he's chasing a 4 on the last.
Yeah, that was a bad miss for Andy. I think there was so much in his mind about things that maybe he just kind of lapse of concentration on the line. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, and he's had a couple of opportunities in this second set, to be honest. But he hasn't sprung
Jack length, 30 and a
2
half
ends
metres.
together throughout the entire match.
Oh, it's been a bit of a struggle, no doubt about that. 2 ends scored out of 8 in the first set, and 3 ends scored out of 8 in the second for Andy Thomson. So Alex Marshall all the way in this match, and he's been very consistent. He's played very, very well. A lot of balls in the head.
Yeah, Alex has just done the basics right in this game, to be honest.
Yes, and when it came to the hard shots, he played a couple of very tidy runners early in the first set that looked very, very good. No weakness in the game, as you say, Rob. A lot of players will be thinking, well, hopefully this is as good as he gets early in the tournament.
problem, as we all know. He's actually probably got another couple of gears he can go up as well.
Precisely. Especially at this venue. It's been a very good move, this venue, for Alex Marshall. It used to be the Welsh International Open, where Alex really did struggle by his own admission and by results. Moved here. He's had back-to-back finals.
Yeah, certainly done really good over the last 2 years, not just here, obviously Potters again. I think a lot of that's down to the work and everything they did through the Commonwealth Games with head coach David Gourlay and all his back staff. It's just lifted his whole game again. You can see and feel his presence on the rink there again.
The winner of this game will go out tomorrow afternoon against Jason Greenslade, who managed to overcome Mervyn King.
If Andy runs, needs to drop off.
Well, he can't be short. He knows that. That's the problem with Andy. He had to have every single ball going through the head. No choice. Alex now just trying to draw into the red balls. Anything around the middle one would be good.
Timeout call.
Yeah, anything
Alec
length of
has
the middle,
2 timeouts
just
remaining.
wide of it. He'll be looking at every little spot where Andy can get the multiple.
Well, you can see it on the backhand, running the jack back into the red balls, but the respot's not good enough for 4. It has to run through towards the ditch. Position ball here is very important.
Oh, he's played it very well.
Well, the 4's there, but goodness me, that has to be very accurate. That's where Andy's putting his foot down. It's about the only place he can really guarantee a 4, and
Yes, I don't think he can.
1 in 50 chance.
For the pace he needs to get the jack through, I don't think his bowl
Timeout
will
call.
travel enough.
Yes, the
And
jack
has
will
2
bounce,
timeouts
and then his
remaining.
ball won't have enough impetus to continue through. It's almost like he has to hit the jack against one of his own balls,
Yeah.
and then follow on. This is so difficult. Well, going tough at it.
He's on the wide side.
2 shots, second set, and match to Alec Marshall.
Well, Alex Marshall won that match 10 shots to 5, 9-4, and I have to say he looked really good doing it, Rob.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he came through that with a great performance. Andy under all sorts of pressure from the start of the game, and deserved to come through with a 2-0 scoreline.
Well, we'll have a chat with the players in a moment or two, and we'll be back shortly after that with Nick Brett and Greg Harlow.
Cool, mate.
Well, Alex, I just said to you a moment ago, have you really changed balls? But they look like you've been playing with them for years.
Yeah, very happy, with the way I played today. I knew I had to play well. Obviously, Andy's always a very fierce competitor. So yeah, really happy with the way I played.
Andy, he came out of the trap so fast, it was like a greyhound.
Yeah, Alex played really well, as he said, and especially one direction. I just couldn't basically get my ball in first, and Alex was always in first, and basically I was having to chase the set. But having said that, in the first set, Alex played two big runners, But having said that, Alex was definitely the better player. Played really well.
I was watching really the way he was playing his controlled weight shots was also usually a signal whenever someone's moved manufacturers to see how they're really playing, and they were bang on target.
Absolutely, 100%. Alex will have no complaints the way he played today. The balls worked for him, but it's just he's a talented player. I think he could have picked up any type of ball and played well with him. But no, he played superb.
You're obviously very happy with the new balls, Alex, and you were just saying that was the first time you played with them, but goodness me, they look good.
Yeah, they're very good. They're quite similar to what I used before. A good wide swinging ball. They're good for the runner shots. They don't dip away too quickly. So yeah, I'll be happy. If I can continue the way I'm playing, to go into the next match, I'll be happy.
And you play Jason the next one, which will be slightly unpredictable.
Yeah, what Jason's like. Again, he's a class player. He is unpredictable, but you've just got to play your own game. And if I can play the way I can play, then I'll be hard to beat.
Good luck. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon in the quarterfinals. Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your second match of the afternoon in the Co-operative Funeralcare International Open. And we've got a battle of the Titans coming up for you. Let's bring them on. Ranked at number 9, a former world indoor champion with 7 other WBT titles to his credit, it's England's Greg Harlow. And up against him, ladies and gentlemen, he's the reigning Scottish International Open champion, world ranked at number 3, a most feared opponent on the green. Let's welcome Nick Brett. Hand you over to commentary with David Corkill.
Well, there's going to be very little between these two players. Nick Brett, Greg Harlow. For many years it was Greg Harlow.
Jack length 30
He was
metres.
the top ranked player of the two, but that has been reversed in the last year or two with Nick Brett now taking over as world number 3. And in the commentary box with me is Les Gillett for this match.
Good afternoon, David.
Sporting your Arsenal football top.
Well, I thought I'd try and put you off or something, but what team do you support, David?
Oh, I think it's a wife and a daughter and a cat I support at home. But I always like Liverpool.
Yes, Jacko.
The underdog of the top teams. They don't have the money that you guys have to fly
That's
about
it.
the place.
Yeah, they're doing all right at the moment.
One red.
Looks like Nick has settled in very well.
2 red.
Following their first round performances, players played very good stuff. Greg wasting no time with the runner. Looks slightly under.
I think Greg's always quite keen to hit early if he can.
Wants to sneak in the middle of that if he can. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a good strategic bowl. I think Greg's got to go a bit quicker this time. Of course, Greg yesterday was playing at Lincoln on a very fast surface, so it'll be a little bit heavier for him here, so he might take a few ends to settle down, but he's close to this one.
Well, 2 out. Be happy with that.
He's always reasonably accurate, Greg, with the runners, David, isn't he?
Yes, he doesn't go hard. He,
No.
he proves the point about driving, and he doesn't go hard. Doesn't need to.
No, just
On
very
indoor.
controlled.
And that's that. He just makes sure he's in the area to hit the target to get results.
Yep. He's always accurate. He's very, very good. I've played Greg loads of times, and he's always very, very good.
Anything within sort of 6 inches either side of the,
One shot,
the
Nick
areas
Brett.
after, so it's going to be good. Cut it down to one shot. He'll be happy just to lose a single out of a head, where Nick Brett played a couple of really good first bowls. Two players play each other in so many competitions, club mates of course, and they'll be chatting throughout the match. I think as the game goes on, and depending on how tight it is, I'm not sure how much of that chat will continue, but there'll always be the odd comments here and there, but it's very hard to talk your way through a match and keep your concentration.
Yeah, they're really good friends, and I think they'll be chatting about the lucky ones and the not so lucky ones. So they are good mates, and they're very supportive of each other.
Greg moved job about 6 months ago now. He works for Potter Leisure Resort and coordinating all their bowls, holidays and events.
Yeah, he's a very lucky man. He gets to go on a few cruises, which is nice.
Yes, if you happen to like that. Personally, I like terra firma. Haven't quite managed to convince myself to go on a cruise. But a lot of people enjoy it, and you have the odd game of bowls when you're on one, which is fine.
Yeah, and if you've got someone like Greg there as well, helping you along, it's even better. So I'm sure Cade enjoys it as well. Sure goes along with him.
2 green.
Nicky's turn to attack. Very controlled with this one.
Yeah, he might not hang on. He might go away with this. It's got a big hook at the end.
Yeah, but I think he wanted that. You can see what he's trying to do. He was trying to use the benefit of the 2 back ones that he has to trail it through, but.
I think Greg's very good again here. Big strong tiger bias.
Yes, both players using hence light bowl, but Nicky on the inside line on the forehand this time.
Yeah, he's quick, he's good. He's got a jack.
And by playing that shot with that weight, he was committing himself to getting a good result at the other end.
I think he's laying 4, isn't he, David? That looks good.
Don't think it'll be any difference. It's all academic. Greg has the last bowl. We'll stick the 1 on the card. Unless he forgets the big ring to the outside.
Yes. I'm sure he won't. Yeah, no
1 shot, Greg Harlow.
Well, that's a good audience, and you see Robert Paxson sitting in the background there, just on his phone, checking to see how his shares are doing. I have no doubt, getting some advice from Jason Greenslade, who's into all of that sort of stuff. Robert will be playing tomorrow morning.
Jack length, 31 metres.
And he'll be taking on the young Australian Daniel Patterson, and that's a big test for Daniel.
Daniel beat John in the previous round, didn't he?
Yes, John, bit out of sorts, didn't go well By his own admission, Daniel played good stuff. Did everything he needed to do to get over the line. Very good young Australian.
And it's never easy coming from Australia, playing a few practice games and then straight into a match against a top class player like John. I mean, John has been playing really, really well in the Super 8 and Grand Prix events at Lincoln, so that was no mean feat to beat John.
Yes, I expected John to actually play really well because of that, but just didn't happen for him. Just one of those days, that's all.
Bad day at the office.
Yes, yes. Now, Greg. Just needs to stand up a little bit longer onto the ball. That'll do.
I think Nick is using the Tiger Pro Bowl, David, which is slightly tighter than Greg's as well.
Yep. Tiger Pro, marginally tighter.
Yep. So where Greg bent away, Nicky might just hang on a bit longer with this one. Just like that.
Just like that. There you go.
One red. Your nearest bowl is 8 inches short of jack high. The gap between the other two is 2 inches.
I think he'll be going quick at this.
Well, depends if he can get the bowl off nice and clean or not.
Yeah, shaping up.
Very controlled weight if he's playing it out there. He's really just trying to arrive at it. Wrong side, but back bowls are always useful.
Yep.
Had a bit of a chat there with Alex just before the interview and just afterwards as well, of the new bowls that he's using, and he said they're very much like the bowls he had before, maybe a little bit steadier on the draw, which means when they're coming back, obviously you'll know this, Les, that coming back on the draw they just don't kick as much as a Tiger would.
Yep.
That he was used to.
Bit more steady. I mean, sometimes with a Tiger you can tend to sort of get a fraction too much bend at the end, and you can finish sort of jack eye as opposed to being right on the jack, which is what Greg's done here, which makes this standard of bowls a massive difference.
Absolutely. All the manufacturers use bowls that have got a bit of extra bend in them. A lot of players don't like the straighter bowl.
No. Greg's good heavy bends.
Just behind. Still not easy for Nick to add another shot.
No, definitely not. If he's fractionally heavy, he could be giving the shot away or even two. So I think he'll be very cautious with this bowl and just may drop it slightly short. That's a good effort, Nicky. Spare shot. Oh, well played.
Oh,
well played.
If he's made that too, that's a very good ball.
It could be a measure. Very good effort. Fractionally more weight, and he definitely secured that one. But whatever the outcome, it was a cracking try. I've got Mike Davies measuring with the calipers, resting it on the floor for stability.
Yep, that's what we like to see, the calipers coming out.
Shows it's a good game, David.
Yes, it's not only that, but they're very, very accurate instrument to use. And
yeah, it looks like Nick is.
Two shots, Nick Brett.
well, that was a really good ball to add a second in that head. There's been a bit of movement with the players over the last while. Say Greg's moved on his job, and Alex Marshall, of course, has left the company that he was with Henselite, distribution company for Henselite up in Edinburgh.
Jack length,
Now
29 and a
working
half
with and
metres.
sponsored by Aero. But that will also release Greg to use whatever bowls and whatever equipment he wants to use, as opposed to being attached to it. He's still attached to Henselite, capacity of sponsorship, I'm
Fringe cap.
sure. But with his success over the years, I can't imagine him leaving them.
No, Greg is still a sponsored player with Henselite, and I think Greg does prefer the Henselite bowl. He applies himself very well with them. He's always had good success, so he's happy with what he knows. Whereas Alex has had a great opportunity with Aero
One red.
bowls, and good luck to him. Hope it all works out well. And his last two performances show that it's not affected his game at all. So that's good for him and good for the sponsors.
Other players are attached to different companies, of course. Andy Thomson with Taylor, David Gurley with Taylor, Mark
One right.
Royal with Drakes. So we're all in there, all mixed up.
I think Greg's just arriving here, just try and play inside his own bowl to turn Nicky's away, and he's absolutely perfect.
Lovely shot. Look good all the way. Lovely weight.
One green.
Greg's a master at that little over the weight shot, isn't he? He just plays it so well.
One green.
Another foot or so weight that would definitely have made the pass
Last
to
bowl
without the
gap
touch.
is 18 inches. This one, 2.5 feet.
I think Greg's got the benefit now of a nice wide swinging bowl. He can just drop round it on a good weight with not too much worry about hitting the bowl.
Yeah, it's a good swinging hand, this.
And come all the way back with weight. Just overplayed it slightly.
One green.
No, Nick, what are you going to do? A few years ago, Nick would have been running through this, but his success in the last couple of years in particular has been based on the fact of staying away from the running bowls and trying to draw his way out of trouble.
Yeah, it's not really set for a runner. I think he'll be quite happy being one down, and if he can draw the shot, then all well and good. But he could make it a lot worse by attacking it. And he's very good if he runs. That's a good effort, David.
Well, it's a closer second.
Doesn't make Greg's job any
One green.
easier. He might follow Nicky down now and just try and rest on Nicky's last bowl. But again, he might just try and lose a foot off his last bowl and he'll count on the other side.
All options covered there.
Definitely, can't be wrong. He's played the shot he knows, just lose a little bit of weight. And his line's very good, and if he's got good weight, he'll sweep right back in.
Just the one.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Yes, it's very predictable, these two players. To be fair, it's the unpredictable nature of certain players that you're not quite sure when they're trying to predict the shots that they're going to play. Jason Greenslade being a case in point, and it's always hard enough to sit in the chair and try and predict what he's going to do, and not a lot of players want to come in with me for
Jet
his
length,
matches for
31
that
and a half
reason.
metres.
He can be a very low percentage on the predictability.
He's very flamboyant, is Jason. He plays the unobvious shot. but with great success. Oh, Greg's definitely wider with this one.
Wow, that's kicking back
Mm.
quick. Look at that.
Very good effort.
One red.
So Nick has elected to play the more kinder side of the green, I think. It's just not so big.
One red.
I think Greg's got to think about this now, because he's had 2 bowls and he's gone wider with his second bowl and he's finished pretty much in the same place as first. So
Yes,
it's difficult to adjust on this.
It's where's the shelf really? Do you go further out and take a risk?
Yep.
This looks better.
He's still got to stop, I think. The line was good though again.
One red.
Nick is out on a nice high line this time. Just needs a little touch.
Dropped in for the double.
Two red.
Not quite sure what Greg will do here, David. I think he might be tempted to go for a runner, but he was very close with his last bowl, so he might just try and lose a foot. But percentage-wise, he might be tempted to be a bit firmer.
Yeah, it's damage limitation if he plays the forehand, because one of Nick's balls looks like it's locked in.
Yep,
So
it's gone quick.
just try and get one out if he can.
It's very good. He's got a good result there.
I should go on the respot. I think it might well still be 1 to red. Hard to tell from the angle. Well, it's close if Alan Thornhill's walking around it.
Yeah, very good eyes. The umpires are normally quick to say if they're sure about it, so he's obviously not 100%. Got a run.
Yes, he's got a bit of work with this one. Oh, that stopped quick. Goodness me, I thought he'd be a lot closer than that, but it's kicked away by Greg, so obviously there was a lot of room, a lot of space.
One shot, Nick Brett.
Just the one.
Nicky Brett, one of the fastest players on the tour, doesn't mess about at all. Very much gets on with it.
Yeah, he's a flow player, Nick. He just gets into a groove and just doesn't like messing around.
Greg is somewhat more measured
Jack length 27 metres.
with his approach.
Yeah, Greg's quite methodical with his delivery. Likes to do everything the same. Takes his time, relaxes himself.
Took a while for Greg with the shot clock. The first year it was introduced, he didn't come to grips with it, but he certainly has come to grips with it now in the second season of it.
I think it's got to the point now where a lot of players have got used to the shot clock, and I think you can use it to your advantage. And you're allowed to follow every single bowl up, and as long as you're back before the 30 seconds to bowl your wood, then there's no limits there, and it's just about application and timing really. So you shouldn't be seeing people losing bowls, especially at this level.
Oh, well, it's very rare that you do, I have to say. Very rare. Usually it's more the inexperienced player that would do that, and someone's not played it before and first time introduction to it.
Yeah, definitely. I think people get sometimes intimidated by the arena and everything about it, and just forget that it's there, and unfortunately these things happen.
I may be tempted just to come into this. Yep, going early with the second bowl. Not far away from it.
Very good.
Oh, little crunch of the jack against the other bowl. That's opened the head up completely. I'm happy with that.
Yep, 2 bowl singles. It's just how close Nicky can get now. Put some pressure on. He looks a bit under.
Certainly does.
Oh dear.
Goodness me, Nicky, that's not like you.
Well, even the best can fail, David, sometimes.
Well, just this backhand, you know, it's the wider you go out, the nicer the pace in
Correct.
many ways. So
Yep.
you can actually afford to push it out. It's Greg's just showing them
No mistakes from Greg. Perfect goal. Yes, definitely on the wider side it does run, and it's having the confidence of pushing it out there, so to get the right weight. But Nicky's bowl's slightly tighter than Greg, so he might be unsure if his bowl's going to come back.
1 green.
I have to say I'm a little bit surprised at Nicky using the pro bowl, because I know he likes a swinging bowl.
Yeah, I did ask him before the match what he was using, and he said he was going to use the Tiger Pro as opposed to the Tigers, because he was saying that his Tigers only bent slightly more than his Pros, so he was quite confident that he'd get enough bend out of the Pros. And Greg's adding a spare shot. Well played, Greg. Levels of score now at 4-all.
2 shots, Greg Harlow.
Starting to hot up now, David.
Indeed, certainly is.
I think Greg might go a bit shorter now with the mat, just to eliminate the excess bend of his bowl.
Well, it's all down to player choice at the end of the day regarding what bowl they use. And sometimes, actually, the time of the day on the rink will affect their choice of model. You know, if you might play at a certain time of the day where the rink is playing a little bit slower and it's a little bit flatter in terms of the band, so you need a stronger bias bowl. And then later in the day, especially in the evenings where it's playing a bit quicker, you might decide to go for a slightly less biased bowl.
Yeah, definitely it is. Definitely down to temperatures and speeds.
Even colours.
Yep. I've got 2 sets of bowls, exactly the same size and weight, and they're completely different colours. As well played again, Greg.
2 green.
2 good starters.
Got a chance with this one.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good onto Greg's back bowl.
Just about hung
Just
on to
snuck
it.
onto that one, didn't he? I thought he was getting the gap then for a minute. Just going to ride away and get nothing. But he's left Greg a bit of a shot. If you're up, Greg, I don't think you are.
There's another chance. I've seen players in the past actually where they've played 2 games in one day, had to change colour, and they've actually changed manufacturer of balls between the 2 games, and the model, everything was different about them, but they just happened to suit the circumstances. They weren't attached to any particular manufacturer, so they could do that. Good ball by Nick, and he's
2 red.
a bit unlucky. He hasn't stopped the trail by Greg. Still available to drag that jack back into the 2 green balls. It's not an easy shot, but it's available at this level. You would expect him to be very close.
See, he's thinking about this. I'm not sure whether he's
I'm out called.
deciding whether to have a little bit of a run on the other hand. I mean, the trail was definitely on, as you say, but he's thinking of percentages now. He's a couple down. Can he remove 1 or 2 of them?
Front ball doesn't help though.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't help at all. No, it looks slightly in the way, so which might sort of hamper his choice. Really, he might decide to go for that draw and just over the draw for the trail.
See what direction we're going. Forehand is the tight side in this direction. Backhand has a tendency to swing back. So even on the weight shot, you've got more of a percentage on it.
He's gone for the big draw.
Just trying to arrive with good weight.
I'm not sure he's up, Dave.
That's the only thing. Yeah, I think he realised that himself.
Yeah.
Oh, his weight was good actually.
It was,
Look at
yeah.
that. Oh,
Just swooped away.
weight was perfect.
There's a big chance Nicky now to add a third, but it's not an easy draw, but it's definitely there for him. Just repeat his last bowl. He's definitely wider. I'm not sure he'll get back enough.
Oh, I think he's bending now. Tell you what, that's the tighter side. He managed to get a decent bend there.
3 shots, Nick Brett.
Good end for Nick Brett. Well, 2 ends to go in the second round match. Nick Brett
Jack length
3 in
27.5
front at
metres.
7-4. He would really like to score in this end to try and close it down, but Greg will be aware of the fact that he needs to get at least 1 to give himself a chance.
It's obviously a good ball, but we can't
1
see it,
inch in
David.
front of Jack High.
Yes, indeed.
Our friendly cameraman's gone to sleep probably and just...
No, they're there. Testing a few things out, that's
Are they?
all.
We've got to try and imagine the end. Lost the feed.
Well, we apologise for not being able to see the other end. We've just been informed that there's been a technical issue which involves the terminology of losing the feed.
That's it. I think I've lost the feed to the actual camera, so unfortunately we can't see the end. So we'll have to pick this one up later.
We'll take a guess that Greg's in trouble because he's playing the running ball. There we are. We can use another one at this side and hopefully get some idea what's going on. And there's a lot of balls have been removed. If that's Phil on the middle camera, thank you very much, Phil. Just keep working away there.
Keep going.
Keep
Down to
going.
your left.
Oh, no. Want to go the other way. The other way. They'll get it sorted.
I'm sure Nicky holds 2 by the sound of it, so I think Greg will be drawing.
It's the crossover between one media stream and the other. We're moving to Sky for the next session. So unfortunately something has been disturbed with the end camera.
One green.
Anyway, we do apologise. Do our best to get it back as soon as possible.
It sounds like Greg Harlow's holding 1 shot, according to the marker.
Stop the clock. That's right. No. Stop the clock.
Well, something just disturbing. Like that's probably someone trying to work away at things in the background, and they actually stopped the clock rather than use a timeout, which is a good decision. But there we go. I apologise for technical issues. So we see Nick Brett drawing the shot by the looks of it. Oh, it's a beauty.
And he didn't like that one either. He put his head down and looked a bit disheartened with it, but he's actually drawn the shot, so sometimes you can never tell.
Never tell you. You're too busy slapping your thigh whenever you're close.
Just like to keep you guessing.
We know that. You see, you haven't worked it out. We know that when you do that, that we know you're close.
I'll have to change something
So
now.
you
then.
need to change it
I
around
will
a
do.
bit.
A few more mannerisms. Try and keep you guessing.
Timeout called. Greg has 3 timeouts remaining.
Well, plenty of timeouts available for both players.
I think Greg will be looking to try and run Nicky's bowl away, although we can't see it. It is a shot bowl, so if we try and run it away, he's got a couple of seconds.
Yep, well, a bit of luck, we'll be able to move along with the centre camera. Oh, just inside. It's 1 to Nicky.
1 shot, Nick Brett.
That's going to make a big difference in terms of the first set. 4 up going into the last end. It's possible, but you can never manage to get a 4 when you really need it.
Yeah, it's very difficult to try and retrieve 4 shots on the last end. You put some strategic bowls in and your opposition just matches you, so it's a bit of cat and mouse.
Jack length 28.5 metres.
Well, we've got the camera working in this direction, so we'll survive okay.
I think Nicky will just try and match Greg's bowl now, just to eliminate any chance Greg might have of trailing the jack. Just needs to run Greg.
He's close with this.
Yep. Well played. doesn't make his life any easier, unfortunately.
No, it's not ideal. Greg will know that himself, but he's still got 2 balls in the area.
Yep, he had to play a good bowl. He had to try and manufacture something. So it's just a bit of a shame the way it's finished for him. Nick is just trying to close the head down to make it really hard for Greg.
Well, he has to try and manufacture something here. A little tap on the outside edge, maybe to move the jack out, but
It's very good, you know. It's very good effort.
yeah, it's
Well,
that's
how-
well, you know, he could have caught on the front red and it would have been completely
One green.
gone.
Yep.
Whereas it's not completely gone yet. Just wonder is Nick tempted just to hit it, take away all the danger.
Well, there is that
Timeout
option.
call.
It will stop Greg from getting 4 shots. I mean,
Nick
it's
has
not an
4
easy
timeouts
shot for
for it.
Greg, but it would take every chance away. Yep. Something's moving.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
Set over. No need to play the last ball. We won the green.
1 shot Greg Harlow, first set to Nick Brett.
It's always a good option in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. It was building up. You know, Greg did have an opportunity, although it was a very difficult one. So there was no danger for Nicky whatsoever. So just take that chance away, and just finish it off.
Wasn't much between the 2 players, I have to say, on the first set.
I think the difference was that 1 count of 3, and that's been the difference in the set, really. Just one good end, and it wasn't really a bad end from Greg, but Nicky put 3 really, really good bowls in, and that was the difference. So Greg won't be too disheartened. He played some good stuff in that set, so if he continues, we know in these sets format things turn around quite quickly, so he's experienced enough to get on with it this set, and hopefully the sort of tide will be in his favour. Picture of concentration, Greg, isn't he? He's always very, very solid.
Yeah, I think both players are really working hard at this. I think it's they know that they only have to have 1 or 2 bad ends, and you know the set's gone.
Yep.
And that's, like as you say, Greg didn't have a particularly bad end at 3 because there were
Nope.
balls around the head, but you just can't allow your concentration to drop, and that's why they're putting so much effort into it. A lot of respect out there, the 2 players, and you don't want to be coming off thinking to yourself, well, I just lost my way a little bit. If you're coming off and saying your opponent just played better than you, then fair enough. Bit of a disturbance there for Greg. Don't know what the problem is, but they've actually stopped the shot clock, which is if there's a consistent problem like that, what they do is just stop the shot clock and forget about it.
One red.
I think Nicky likes this one. He's trotting up.
Gap on the shot bowl is 10 inches.
Definitely a wider line.
Here it comes, coming back like a train from that height.
Yeah, it needs a touch out him. Yeah, well played, Greg.
Well, the front plant is going on if Nicky wants to play it.
1 green.
Nick is never shy with these shots, so he might be tempted, but he might also just try and draw and just a little nibble on the jack for a couple. But
Backhand this direction's not too bad. It'll be just a midline. You can take slightly wider the midline. It'll come back pretty quick.
yeah, I think he's going for it.
Going for that plant. Well, I think this is the harder shot of the two.
Yep.
Well, we've just had a little bit of technical trouble there, folks. Very sorry about that. There's nothing we can do about it. We just have to work with the pictures we're given.
On the shot bowl, the gap is 5 inches. Second bowl is this one.
It sounds like Greg's drawing for 2 now.
15 inches.
Looks like Nicky missed his runner, so a nice drawing for Greg to get off to a good start in the second set. Here we are, we're back now. There's a good line again. It should get all that of his running. Very well played, Greg. Oh, doesn't want the jack. Well played.
Two shots, Greg Harlow.
Well, it can be all fun and games sometimes.
Modern technology. Can't beat it. Well, that's a good start for Greg after losing the first set. Get off to a good start, 2-0 up in the second. Give him a bit of confidence back.
Jack length 30.
Got some nice background noise in the arena.
Just had a lot of problems there. They've had the technical experts in, technical gurus, jumping inside the PA system to find out where the gremlins are hiding, but we can't find them. They're doing a very good job of hide and seek.
Just don't get them wet.
I think the idea is that seems to be a build-up of static, I'm told, and it's like a release of it. I have no idea, but
I'll take your word for it, David.
I'm not an electrician. But anyway, there's issues there and they're trying to resolve them.
A bit wayward from Nicky. I think Greg's gone slightly longer.
My way of resolving them is actually quite easy. Pull the plug. But we need to hear the markers and umpires, so I have to live with it for the time being. Craig just dropped it on the short side, and just want to keep things, when you've won the first set, you just want to keep things nice and tight in the first few ends of the second.
I think we're all quite guilty of relaxing slightly after the first set's in the bag, which sometimes can be detrimental towards a good performance in the second set. So it's very important Nicky stays focused. I'm sure he will, but he's bowled a couple of unconventional bowls, let's say. I mean, luckily Greg's not really punished him.
Now this looks better.
Yeah, just got to clear the front.
No, he's got it.
Yeah, perfect.
Played it well.
It's the old saying, it only takes one.
If you leave the door open,
That's it.
somebody's going to walk through it.
I think Greg will be running at this now. He's very close.
He is, but I think he's on the wrong side of the red
Oh
ball.
no!
Oh,
Oh
wow.
What a result!
Oh, he was on the wrong side of
Yeah.
the red ball. He was pushing the red ball onto the jack, and the jack was coming out. That would have given Nick a mountain of room, but oh my goodness me.
I'm just pleased Nick is not mic'd up, because I'm
Yeah.
sure there'd be a few expletives.
That was just so fortuitous. But then again, in the area,
Yep, he
got
was.
an
Yep.
edge. I think it's not so much the fact that getting the edge and hitting it, it's more the result.
It was, yeah. Maximum result. He couldn't have
yeah.
got a better one if he put him there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that was more to do with it.
And that could be a big, big tallying point on this set. If Nicky doesn't get back here, because he's looking like he's on Greg's bowl. And that's the 3.
Yeah.
No.
That,
Roll round. Probably just 2 now.
that
Two
would
shots,
hurt a
Greg
bit.
Harlow.
Yeah, so I was on the receiving end when those little fortuitous shots in the Lincoln Open final earlier on the season, where it's the very first end, and I laid some good shots, and Greg ran at it, and when the dust had settled, and I was 4 down, so without a bowl to reply. So I know what it feels like.
Last ball stuff. Can't do anything about it.
That's it. It's all about the game.
Jack length 26 metres.
A little bit of a mark on that bowl. We can see that it's just slightly out of focus. We do apologise, folks. We're still experimenting on the technical side.
Greg doesn't look happy on this bowl again. It looks like he might have slightly overplayed the line again.
It'll come back strong now. As you can tell, the experimentation continues. I don't know why we're moving side to side though. Maybe just to get the WD-40 into the tripod.
Perhaps the cameraman's been in the bar. You never know.
Let's try not to do that. It's quite disturbing to say the least.
Well, that's a cracking line. It's all about your weight, Greg. Well played. Good stuff.
1 green.
If Nicky runs here, he's very good.
Not sure if he's just got enough.
1 red.
Yep.
There we go. Just there.
So what does Greg play here? Does he change his hand and just try and turn Nicky's bowl away, or?
I think at 4-0 it's worth it. It really is. Yeah, he's playing for it.
Yep. I don't know, not sure if he'll hold all that.
No.
Should go quite quickly.
There
It's
she
a
goes.
big hand.
It's a wider side. That was a decent chance.
Yep.
Ball first, stun the weight off into the jack.
Yep. 4 shots. Not an easy chance for Nicky to add another one, but nevertheless it's still a chance. He's toying with the idea of changing his hand as well. Oh no.
I think he's worried about getting his own ball and just touching it down.
Having a few little disturbances.
This has only just started, these disturbances. They weren't there for the first few
No,
days. So.
no. Very off-putting when you're sort of trying to get into a groove and a rhythm and something unforeseen happens. He's played it well.
Certainly one red.
2.
Well, looks like
2
2.
shots, Nick Brett.
Yep, Greg picked it up very quickly. Keeps him in touch.
Yeah, I think it was important for Nicky to sort of stay in touch and distance to Greg and not lose any more shots and let Greg get away, and all of a sudden the set's over quite early. He's given himself every chance now.
Jack length 29 metres.
One thing Nicky's a fighter. I've seen many a game where he's played and he's been behind, and he's a hard man to put down as well. He'll keep nibbling away and never get frustrated, especially in the latter years when he's broken into the top 16. His game's definitely he's more controlled and doesn't get irritated so quickly, and which is reflected in his game definitely.
As he plays a better game, he had to dig very deep to beat Damien Doubler. Probably should have lost the first set. General consensus around that match was that Damien should have had the first set, but Nicky fought hard to get something out of it.
Yeah, and Damon's a good player, good young player, up and coming star from Wales. I'm sure we'll see plenty more of him.
Yeah, nice lad, nice way about him.
Yeah, it's all experience. I mean, you know, he'll learn a lot from that game as well. Will he get back? That's a good effort.
Well, he's got 2 good balls there now, receiving balls. Very difficult to make the cover. That's why Nick's decided to stay on the forehand to try and just drop one in.
Yep, just miss his own ball and try and get in between Greg's 2 green ones.
Has to be here though, has to reach. Bit
tentative, I think. And I suppose he didn't want to do the job for Greg, but it's very easy sat here. And Greg's got a bit of an insider line this one.
Oh, that's not going to hold.
No. The one thing it is, this rink, it's very unforgiving if you are under the line. It does tend to go quite early.
I think Nick might be forced to play this now on the backhand because he just cannot afford to leave this. Yep, moved across.
Yeah, and even if he pushes out wide as well and doesn't actually cover Greg's second bowl, he's going to finish in a good spot between the 2 bowls if Greg does get a bit quick and gets a bit of fortune off the bowl. That's a good bowl.
Yep, useful there. He'll be a lot closer with this one.
He can't afford to go quick neither, because if he plays his own bowl into the 2 green ones, he could end up worse off. Just controlling again.
It looks to me like he's just drawing it.
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's not bad. Needs to work.
Yeah. Nice weight for the job. Just didn't get back in time.
One shot, Nick Brett.
Well, I gets him a shot closer again, so he's nibbling back.
Jack length 26.5 metres.
There's a slight over adjustment from Nicky. It's dropped a yard short. And Greg holding one. I think you find that a lot. I've seen it quite a few games, and it's very hard to adjust. If you get your first bowl in, it's always relatively easy to add. But when you sort of miss your first bowl, sometimes it's very, very difficult to adjust.
The general consensus is that the early bowl in on top of the jacks very hard to beat. Nick was just about to play that on the forehand and change to the backhand. Surprising, because that forehand's quite accommodating at this distance.
It is. I think it was a good switch though. Played it well.
Yep, worked for him.
One red.
Let's give Greg a little bit of a shoulder, but not easy. He's definitely arriving.
He's trying to use the big swinging hand, but just a little bit too much.
It's always the right shot if you get it, I suppose, is the old saying.
Never a wrong shot if you get the result.
Correct. I think Nick needs to add another one here because that looks quite lonely, that bowl, and I'm sure Greg will be attacking again. He's got the best back, so this is an important bowl from Nicky. Not quite sure he's arriving, but he might finish in Greg's eye, but
well, he's narrowed it a little bit, but not much. If he was on that line, he'd be missing the jack.
Yep. I think Greg will be tempted to go again.
Should do. It's an inviting target. Different this time.
Yeah, he's just drawing, I think.
Different weight. It will come back with this weight.
Yep. He's very good. Very, very good indeed.
Got the double.
Well played, Greg Harlow.
One anyway.
Fantastic.
I played it well. Took the one out. Obviously decided that it was safer to play down for the draw. Measure for two.
Yeah, it was a good shot. Definitely a good shot. I think a lot of players would have elected to gone again with the stronger bowl, and Greg backed his ability to draw and played a very, very good bowl. And it could make a big difference in this set as well if he picks for double. It's very close.
I think it might be red.
Yep.
Just the angle that came down at. Mike Davies sorting it out.
One shot, Greg Harlow.
Well, we do get the odd question coming through from people watching on YouTube. It's handed in to us in the commentary box, but if you want to ask a question, please do through that medium. Somebody out there will put it down on a piece of paper for us to answer. Don't make it too hard,
Shot
though,
length
please.
31.5 metres.
Well, Greg's gone extremely long this time. He's 31.5 metres. Of course, this is the Newton Hall own bowling green. It's not the portable rink, so it's a lot longer than the portable rink.
Yes, and sometimes you have to try and remember that, because it's obviously with all the set that's on it, it just looks like the portable rink with the blue carpet, etc., etc. But you just have to remember to get into the bowls a bit more.
Yeah, it's very easy to underplay things. And one thing I notice as well is due to the length of the green, sometimes you walk up and realise you haven't got long to get back to the end to bowl you would.
I'm glad you said that, because that happened to me a few times
Yeah,
as well. I thought,
yeah.
the clock's ticking away a bit faster than what I thought.
Yes, on the portable rink you've got plenty of time because it's short, but it's a bit longer here, so you're on a long jack and you start trotting back up and you think, oh dear.
Yeah. You go back about 16, 17 seconds when you start, and all of a sudden it's sort of 9 or 10.
Yeah.
I don't waste too much time either. But anyway, Nicky Brett attacking this. 2 against, wants an edge.
Oh.
Got it. Got an edge for it. 1 out. He would ideally preferred the jack, but been just a little bit of bother now as Greg's moving up a gear with his first bowls.
They've had quite a few disturbances, haven't they?
Well, yes, it's we're obviously hidden in the comedy box, well away from the set. We don't have any access to anything other than the monitors, the 4 monitors that we have available to us. But so we can't hear or see really what's going on out there.
One red.
Got the jack. That's what he needed. That little nibble. He's getting more balls around the head now, Greg, so he's able to play with a bit less weight.
2 green.
Yeah, Greg's definitely stepped up a gear, playing some good bowls, and he's going to probably ask a few questions now of Nicky. Nicky 2 shots behind, you know, can't afford to drop many shots, so added pressure. He's definitely arriving.
Bit of work to get back down though.
I think he might get one a bit Greg's fortunes.
Yep, got an edge. It was always on the way though. I think that was well played. Played that really well. That was a
1 shot.
good
Big
weight.
Brett.
Really good weight. It was just a matter of coming off the ball, what was going to happen, 1 out or get the jack.
Yep, keeps Nicky in touching distance as well, which is good. So that was a big bowl for Nicky. There's a 1 behind now as opposed to being 3 behind.
Don't think there's been much in this game regarding luck. I think there's been a couple of edges here and there, but you know, the maximum result was probably the one with Greg. But again, he was in the area, just happened to get a maximum result.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Jack length 28.5 metres.
both played some good bowls, and you know, sometimes results go in your favour, and it evens itself out. So
There hasn't been any real outrageous flukes.
nope.
So. Well, we're in the chase in now. 3 ends to go in the second set. Place in the quarter final at stake.
If he misses the bowl, he's very good. Just got a bit too thick a contact.
I'll save your line. Sorry, Greg's line. Yep.
Greg, quick look and then on his bike down again.
That's it. Using the shot clock. Get down here before it starts, and
Oh, he's played this well.
well played, Nicky.
Really good ball to come around that green one.
Yep.
Wasn't easy.
And it's finished
One red.
a good foot inside the bowl as well, which is very good bowling. I think Greg might be tempted with this one. He's just gone for the draw. I'm not convinced he's up.
Depends on the connection. Oh, he's pushed that in. That's not going to help.
I think he might have made 2 for Nicky now.
And there's enough room for Nick to add another. Trotting down 18, 17 seconds. That's at least 10 seconds too much.
Was it N7 on the first set that Nicky picked up a 3?
Yep, it was indeed. He would dearly love to pick a 3 up this end.
Definitely like to repeat it, yes.
Just don't think he's reaching.
No, this one doesn't look right with it.
Oh dear. And maybe better taking a time out and chilling on that one.
I think all Greg's got there was a draw, because if he runs at it, he's just going to plough Nicky's bowl into the head, which could be worse. So I'm not sure though. He might go for it.
Yeah, swinging his arm for the runner.
Yep.
He's been on target every time so far.
Well, he's got the front bowl. How's your luck?
Oh, well. One out.
One shot, Nick Brett.
Yep, damage limitation.
So that's 5 all with 2 to play, is that correct?
That is correct.
So it'll be an interesting finish.
Well, this is the big end, this one,
Yep.
because obviously if Nick scores here, Greg
Chapman,
has to
29
score
metres.
enough the next end to be one shot in front.
Yep, that's it. So 1 here is as good as a 2 for Nicky, isn't it, really?
Exactly. He's down the straight hand, which is coming back pretty steady, and maybe this time of the evening that helps. I know the morning games, that hand's really been very difficult to get down off the line. As the day goes on and everything warms up, seems to be playing a bit steadier, a bit better.
Just not push through it.
Well, that's
One red.
that's the mistake. Greg will be in with this one.
He looks wider.
Yeah, weight looks better.
Needs to pick it up. Well played.
Well, that's going to be just hard enough to beat around that on the forehand. It's only the 1. So a really good bowl here by Nick. Even a good second shot would be acceptable.
Yep. He's looking good.
Sure, he's going to get
Looking
back.
very
Oh,
good.
Here he comes.
Well played.
Oh, that's a beauty. And that forehand. Oh, that's your backhand, obviously, Les, but
Yeah.
being a left-hander. But
Yeah.
One red.
That wasn't easy to get back from there.
No, that's a great bowl. That's going to take some beating. It really, really is. I wouldn't be surprised to see Greg attack this to try and give himself a chance, because it's so difficult to draw that shot now.
I saw Greg moving down the rink as that ball was
Timeout
coming
call.
up, and I probably thought the same as him, that it wasn't going
Greg
to
has
make
2
it.
timeouts
Yep.
remaining.
Just did a lot at the end, didn't it?
Yep, he had to come back and take a time out because obviously the ball did drop into the head. Well, he could do worse, as you say, than attack this, if only just to open it up.
Yep. Oh. It looks like he's shaping for a draw though, David, so whether he's just going to try and miss his own front bowl and just try and turn the jack away from Nicky's bowl.
What a disturbance. I've had quite a few.
I know.
tonight.
It's not been good, has it?
Maybe
It's not been fair to the players.
bigger crowd, maybe it's just, we don't know. It's hard to tell. We have no idea what it is. Could be a noise or anything out there. We're cocooned.
That's it. Hidden away like Harry Potter under the stairs.
Yes.
Oof. Where has it got the shot?
Could be. There's a gap between the red and the jack.
Very close.
1 green.
Wow.
Well, I think that was the first bit of real luck in the match.
Greg puts his arms out to say, oh, there you go. About time.
Well, it changes things quite a lot.
He's actually given Greg a shot as well on the same hand if Nicky fails with this.
Yeah. That was a big result for Greg there. Really big result.
Yep.
Now,
Nicky likes this.
Can you get down in time?
Nicky's played this, you know.
He has.
Absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
Well played.
what a ball. What a ball that was from Nick Brett. Ball of the match, that
2 red.
one. Absolutely perfect to take that away.
Yeah, that was definitely an absolutely fantastic bowl at a crucial time.
Total beezer of a ball. Now, Greg, what can you do about it? More weight, more aggressive in the area.
He's close. If he misses the green bowl, he's perfect.
Oh, he's got it.
Oh, unlucky.
Oh, wow.
Unlucky.
That was the unlucky bit of being on target this time.
1 shot, Nick Brett.
But again, that's a massive difference, David, because it's given Greg a chance. He'll need a double on the last end to save the set, whereas if it had missed that, he'd have needed a 3, which is obviously 2 is more durable.
Oh, it's very definitely doable. There's a chance there now for Greg Harlow to pick up that double.
Jack length 27 metres.
I think Nicky will be looking for a good opening bowl now to try and sort of make it hard for Greg to score a double. He's finding these now.
10 inches short of jack high.
10 inches. Good bowl. Greg's very good with this. Well played, Greg. It's looking like it's going to be a cracking last end of the second set. Nicky's going early. Will he bend? Will he bend? Oh. Well, good choice of shot. He got that. It would have been very difficult for Greg to score a double, but Greg's in a driving seat.
Well, it's like everything else. You make up your mind, take your chances, that's all. See what happens. It's all down to personal opinion. It's the same an assessment of a commentary as well. It's all down to personal opinion at the end of the day. Well, Greg, I don't know about that one. Nick's got to be tempted to go again.
I think so. I think Nicky would definitely go again.
It all depends on the weight he wants to use, that's all.
Prove us wrong, Nick.
Well, it's just getting back down to draw weight after a running ball.
Yeah, he's not up. Not up.
To me, that's a nothing shot, really.
I thought, I know Nicky quite well, and I really thought he would have gone again at that. I've been quite confident in his runners.
It's not only that, if he had got the jack and pushed it on to respot, at least he had a ball to get back. Now that shot's not available anymore. And if he wings the ball off, there's some movement again. Somewhere. We can't see it, obviously, because of where we are, but... This is important. This is very important, and there's obviously something going out there. The shot clock's been stopped, so not an issue there. The officials have taken control, which is good to see. Everything reset for 60 there, so I'll get that sorted out again.
Just needs to run, Greg.
I think he's killed this end off completely. I think Nick made a mistake with the third ball. His natural game was to go for that, and he made a mistake, and that could easily cost him this match.
Yeah, but Greg only holds the one shot at the moment, so it's still a tied set as it stands for Nicky, which is good enough. So I'd imagine Nicky will be trying to draw a really, really good second or shot bowl here to make it very difficult for Greg with his last bowl.
I have to say that Greg's bowl had sneaked in for another one.
Nicky's played well here.
Well played, Nick.
That's going to be hard for Greg now.
Well, it's still possible, but I actually thought the green ball had sneaked in front of the red. It was just looking at it from the angle of the camera. It's hard for us to tell.
Yep.
I thought he had sneaked it in for a second and in front.
See, Nicky's not got a bat bowl, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Greg go quick onto his own front green bowl.
Yep. Yeah, bowl through and then run through himself.
Yep. It could be an option for Greg. It's going to do really well to draw a second shot.
Either that or the split with the red and green.
Yep.
If he gets the split on the red and green, he can follow through.
It's definitely an option. I think he's got to run at it. I think the draw is so hard.
Plenty of timeouts available. Might as well use them. Well, off you go, Greg, and I wonder will he be tempted into this. It's a bit like myself sometimes, you throw a line out and it's hook, line and sinker. You just take the bait, don't you, and just go for the shot that you see. And there's always a few friends around to remind me of such things. That's all, and I much appreciate that, Karen. I do it all the time. I know, it's so sad.
Oh, I think Greg's gone.
Pulled it across. Thought he might have been tempted with the other side.
Harlow,
but
second set tied, match to
have to say a very, very good game, as we expected with these two players. Nicky Brett took the first set 8 shots to 5, level in the second 6-all. I have to say, Les, it was an entertaining game.
Yeah, definitely. I think both players played really, really well. Could have gone either way. A couple of big shots in both sets sort of changed it. But very well played, and good luck, Nicky, in the next round.
Yep, Nicky Brett, he's through to the quarterfinals. We'll be back 5:30. It'll be a fascinating game then. Paul Foster against Jonathan Ross.